Mr. Brown? Here it comes.
Yeah, I have a lot I'd like to say, but I'll try to keep it brief, since most of you know where I stand on this issue. But I will say this, that there have been proposals, in my estimation, that have been put on the table that unfortunately were not allowed to be fully vetted, fully analyzed, that would have taken less time to complete in terms of implementation, that would have saved money, that would have been more safe in terms of moving kids from Portola from their current place as quickly as possible, and that would have increased enrollment in this district. And if we remember from Ms. Vitavelli's presentation, that is one of our most critical issues today, is the number of kids in our schools. We have to find ways to bring our kids back. And it distresses me that for some reason we stay closed off to those ideas. I will say this, the worst part of this whole thing is not necessarily the outcome that we're looking at tonight, although that's not good, is the process that got us here, and a lot of people did mention that. I want to thank Dr. Harder for putting forth a very inclusive, open process for the community. But I would suggest next time, if the board is not going to allow that process to be fully realized the way it was intended, that we do not do that again. Because we not only took up, and that's not your fault, Dr. Harder, I'm not at all laying blame at your doorstep. But we can't go out and ask for people's ideas and to say, help us solve a difficult problem and make the best of it, to make lemonade out of lemons, and then basically push them away at every opportunity. We actually made, I think, more enemies in El Cerrito in the last 6 months than probably the previous 6 years. Even people now that are happy that their school is not going to get closed, like Castro. I haven't found very many happy people at Castro because of what they had to go through. Even if Fairmont gets spared, they're not going to be very happy. You know, the neighbors in all these different areas, they're not happy. Even if they were spared at the very end, they're not happy. You know, I know we can't make everybody happy all the time, or make everybody happy even one time. But if we could just make most of the people happy some of the time, I'll take that. And our process doesn't get us there. There's process and there's outcome. We came up with what I consider to be a mediocre outcome. There are far better outcomes. Our process was horrible. And we have to do better, because ultimately we have to build trust in this district, in this board, in the leadership of this school district. If we don't have that, we won't be able to accomplish what we need to accomplish. We need the community support, not just to pass a bond measure and a parcel tax, although we need that. We need the school community, whether it be teachers, staff, parents, students, grandparents, residents, taxpayers, you name it. We need everybody to buy into this district. And I think that it was Mark Wu that talked about what is our criteria for making a decision. Well, not just for this issue, but I would suggest that we come up with a criteria, some sort of a matrix about what makes a good decision, what makes a good process. You know, obviously, is it improving student learning? You know, is it cost effective? Is it engendering and building trust and buy-in from the community? And we could start to measure we could start to list the different alternatives and do it in a methodical way. And I would love that day if we could do that. I mean, if you look back to what Glenn Price was doing when he was board president, the first year I was on the board, he over-exaggerated process because he felt like we had to get back to doing things the right way. But it wasn't just process, it was the outcome. But ultimately, even if we can't get the outcome that everybody is going to just jump for joy about, at least everyone knows we did it the right way. And we can't say that now. And that distresses me. And I really hope that we take a good look at what happened or what didn't happen in these last months and really rethink the way we make decisions. I think that there's some issues I feel that were just raised recently about eminent domain that I think is going to really come back to bite us. We don't need to do this, so why would we want to even go down that road? But again, that's the outcome of this. I'm voting no. I don't think that's any surprise. But I just at least want to raise a red flag that I'm concerned with the way we're conducting business. We can't make promises and make commitments and not follow through, whether it's a promise that we're going to keep your school open and now we're not, or it's a promise that we really want your input and we want you to be engaged and help us solve this. Well, really we're not. So it's, yeah, that's about it. But I am definitely hoping that at some point we can improve that process and, again, look at the issues that were raised tonight that have been on the table about how to get kids back into our schools. Thank you.
Ms. Cronenberg?